Shalom, first. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well, to teach us His truth, that's taught us His truth, and blessings to the elect and nation as well, wherever they be scattered. This is Brother Yakao coming with a very short lesson, and Lord willing, you'll be edified. And history basically is just repeating itself, man. You know, with this whole Iran and situation, preemptive strikes. You know, this is all wordplay by this devil, man. You know, preemptive strikes. You know, I mean, oh, we're gonna strike Iran. All right, now they must come to negotiating table. If you want peace, you don't bomb people into submission. It's madness, man. See, that shows you that we're living under a lunatic. You know, we're under, you know, and we are in this devil's possession. All right. Remember in Deuteronomy it said you'll go into, you will go into captivity, you know, and no man shall buy you. Buy means to redeem. No one's going to save us. All right. So we're in the clutches of this devil. That's the reality of it. But this, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shemashai, this man is being exposed, man. This is Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. All right, and there's no new thing under the sun. So basically, what this scripture is saying, King Solomon is saying, is history repeats itself. All right. Now, history is repeating itself. I want you to watch this. Is it this one? No. I don't think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. There you go. All right, let's watch this. All right, this is on the Iran, Israel war, and pay attention to what has been said and pay attention to what happened in history. All right, let's go.
Coming on the air at this hour because we have breaking news. President Trump has just announced on social media that the U.S. has just completed 3 successful attacks on 3 nuclear sites in Iran.
Weapons of mass destruction. It seems as if it's the common topic and theme that world governments use, particularly in America, to justify war.
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history.
To justify chaos. You know, I still remember when Bush had to come on camera and say that they found no weapons of mass destruction.
Indeed, the facts and Iraq's behavior show that Saddam Hussein and his regime are concealing their efforts to produce more weapons of mass destruction.
I take the threat very seriously. I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously.
Saddam also rejected Bush administration allegations that besides the missile delivery system, he still has weapons of mass destruction.
I think America and the world also knows that Iraq no longer has the weapons. And I believe the mobilization that's been done was in fact done partly to cover the huge lie that was being waged against Iraq about chemical, biological, and nuclear weapons.
The idea is to try to help change the Middle East. Now look, part of the reason we went into Iraq was the main reason we went into Iraq at the time was we thought he had weapons of mass destruction. It turns out he didn't, turns out he didn't, turns out he didn't. Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
Yeah.
You see, we have to. You see that clip? See, what you have to understand is when he said that, all right, and those people were laughing. Those were insiders. Those were the higher echelon people, not your average middle class, lower class people. That was the hoi polloi. That was the establishment. They know all the tricks. They know that it was a lie, and that's why they were laughing, and that's why he made that joke. No weapons over here, no weapons over there. That was a few years after they destroyed Afghanistan and Iraq. All right, and then he laughed about it. Okay, now just seeing that clip, what does that remind you of? A scripture should come to your mind. All right, when you see this devil doing this. Well, what comes to mind is John 8:44. And let's read it. All right. John 8:44. And this is Yahushua speaking. Ye are of your father the devil. All right. And the lusts of your father ye will do. All right. And back then, a lot of our people, the wicked Pharisees and so forth, you know, they were, some of them, a lot of them were in bed with the Romans. All right? They were in bed with the Romans, man. They didn't mind the Roman occupation as long as they cooperated with the Roman occupation. All right? They cooperated with it as long as they can have, you know, their money and their status. All right? So ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, all right, and abode not in the truth, and that's the so-called white man. He doesn't abide in truth. He propagates lies, all right, and he does it through his media, because there is no truth in him, all right. There's no truth in him, but yet our people want to kiss the ass of this devil, and every time our people come up to us and say everyone could be saved, they don't care about the Chinese, the Japanese. They just care about the so-called white man, woman, and child. That shows you that the same spirits that were the same people that were back then in Yahushua's time, all right, cooperating with the Romans who are our oppressors, they're on the earth now doing the same thing. All right. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. He is a liar and the father of it. All right. Let's look up the word devil. All right. Let's go into these words. Devil.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
So the word devil in Greek means diabolos. And what does diabolos mean? Prone to slander. It didn't it? Is that what they did with Iraq? They did. They slandered Saddam Hussein. Said they've got weapons of mass destruction. Slanderous. Accusing falsely. Weapons of mass destruction. Same with this whole thing with Iran. Oh, Iran is planning a nuclear bomb, so we've got to hit them. All right? Accusing falsely. You know? All right? False accuser. Slanderer. All right? What does it say? Applied to a man by opposing the cause of the Most High. May be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. There you go. So the word diablos, the word devil comes from the Greek word diablos, which means what? Slanderer, liar, false accuser, deceiver. That's what it means, man. Okay? And that's what he's done. And that's why in that clip, which is a small clip, but it's very powerful, all right, of George Bush laughing at the average people. And they're doing the same thing over again. Nothing new under the sun. Saying that Iran has got nuclear, rich uranium. You know, they always make lies up to fulfill their agenda. And that's why America's going to be destroyed, man. you know, and that's why the Lord is going to send Yahushua back to get rid of this devil, because the one thing that that America, the devil, Satan don't like is the truth. All right, and we know that the truth sets us free. So with that, pray you were edified. To the next lesson, Shalom.